Alright, you guys, so, I am a very big BlackBerry fan, and I'm also, over the years, despite them now being dead, a Compaq fan. So, I found something very interesting on eBay, and got it shipped here, and I just thought I would show it to you guys, because there's really not much out there on the internet. So, I'm going to pull it out of this box and show you guys. Alright, so these are what I got. What they are is they are iPaq Blackberries. So iPaq was Compaq's lineup of handheld PDAs back through, late 90s and into the early 2000s. And it's basically, they call it an H1100 wireless handheld. It's the BlackBerry 957, basically the original portrait-style BlackBerry in the form that we know it today, versus the 950 that was more like a two-way pager. So basically, Compaq would sell these as a total solution to a company. They would sell them with, I think it was 10 of these, a server, and it was just a basically complete enterprise package. And so I figured they were cool and that I would pick one up. So the first thing we have is everything in this box. There's a manual and some other stuff. And we have this. I think this is the dock and the charging cradle. Let me see if I can set the camera down here and get it balanced. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, so in here you have the charging dock that says RIM, Research in Motion, on it, and the charging pins and connector. In here is the power brick, and then the cable is held in there by these little plastic or cardboard teeth that were held down by the box for the charging brick. And you can just pull this out. And yes, that is a serial cable. That is how old these are. They're data transfer ports are serial cables. So, and that box was the charging brick and the data dock. And then we have this box. So, down in here you have, in a little zippered bag, you have start guide, software CD, the manual, and a worldwide limited warranty. And then also what you have in there is what the entire point of this is. The Compaq iPaq H1100 or 957 with its holster. So let me pull it out of the holster. That is a tight fit. And here it is. So normally this would say Research in Motion, but it says iPaq. It says BlackBerry down there, and you have Compaq and BlackBerry under there. This is normally where a carrier logo would be for the original carrier that sold it. So normally they'll say singular because these ran on, and I guess in theory could still run on because the network is still in place, the Mobitex 900 megahertz paging network. So you have the old scroll wheel on the side. You can click in to select things. You have the back key. You have the famous BlackBerry keyboard. This little silver button on the side is the power and backlighting key, and then that's basically the Alt key right there. And they even go over it all on here. And you do still have, even on these, you have the LED light, the crack light as some people call it. So I am going to charge this a bit and see if it will actually power on, because these are new old stock items and I have no idea if they will actually work. But this keyboard does feel amazing, and it's a bigger device than a bigger and wider device than really any other BlackBerry since. So the keyboard feels amazing and is perfectly spaced. This is probably, a lot of people say the 9000, the Bold 9000's keyboard is the best, but I'd probably go with this. It's quite amazing. Alright, so here are the most important things that come in the box with this. So you get this worldwide limited warranty. This is really most everything you get in this box. You get this limited warranty guide, and it does say HP on it because at the point where these were produced, HP had already acquired Compaq. So despite that the Compaq branding was still running strong at this point, all the warranty work would have been handled through the head company of HP. Then you have your installation and getting started guide. And see, this shows the normal models on here. This is the 950, and that's the normal 957, and instead of saying iPaq up there, they say RIM. Then you have your software installation guide for the BlackBerry desktop software, and a nice little quick reference card. This actually, with how small it is and everything that's in here, it would be perfect to just slip in a pocket if you were just first getting this and trying to learn how to use it. And you also, of course, have the belt clip holster. Now, it's a good thing that this will last for up to, at least they used to, for 2 weeks on one charge, because you get this docking station and it runs out with that serial cable like I showed. But let me show you this. On that serial cable, there is a port to plug in for power, and that's where you plug in that charging brick, is into this. Now, let's see. I'm going to plug this in to the charging dock. I want to see if it'll actually... Alright, it flashed, and it beeped, which hopefully you heard that. Now let me see. I'm going to try and turn it on. But I don't know if it's actually going to do anything other than that beep that we heard. Alright then, well that was odd. I will check the manual and get back to you. Okay, so I don't know really what's going on with these things. The batteries are probably dead because they're new old stock and they're very old items. So I have no idea. I'm going to try plugging it into a computer with a serial port and turn that on just in case it tries to draw extra power from the serial port. I don't really know. I don't think that's what it would do, but I'm not sure. I did look through this little tips and tricks guide, and I just thought I'd show this. Okay, so the iPhone took what? It was second or third generation before it finally got cut, copy, and paste? Yeah. First generation BlackBerries, cut, copy, and paste. So, I just figured I'd leave you with that. Found that kinda interesting. Either way, even if these don't work, they're a cool item just to have for really anyone that's really into BlackBerry or the history of BlackBerry. They're online on eBay. That's where I found mine. Just search iPaq BlackBerry and you'll find them. I found them originally when I was just searching through looking for iPaqs, and then I found this. Alright guys, so this is what happened since I last recorded yesterday. Basically, I had given up on this thing. I had grabbed the computer with the serial port and I plugged this in, installed the desktop software, and loaded everything on to this, like all the software options that were on that CD. I loaded them onto this. It was able to access the flash memory in the BlackBerry fine and write to it and read from it, and it even displayed a message on the screen saying loader activity. So I played with that all day. I couldn't get it to turn on. I finally put the computer with the serial port, just unplugged everything, put it back where it was because it was just sitting kind of off in a corner. And I had this thing with me basically all day trying to just play with it, get it to turn on, whatever. And right before basically giving up and just saying screw it, I pulled it out of the holster, dropped it in the dock, and I looked back at it after I set it in the dock, and BlackBerry OS 2.6.1 was up and running on the screen. And also, after sitting in a box for probably about 13 years, it miraculously managed to turn on with full charge. So you have the backlight, which emits a kind of high-pitched little whine to it. And then you have, the track wheel for navigation. Let me actually take this out of the dock. 1 second. So you have track wheel to navigate around, and I'm not really going to be able to do it while holding the camera, but yeah. The wireless radio works, but I get no Mobitech signal out here where I am, or at least it doesn't show anything because it's not activated on the network. So you have power off down there, you have wireless off, which is basically airplane mode, which is why you can see the little airplane icon right there. You have options right there, which is like a Swiss Army knife. A print manager. Now what this does is this is basically wireless printing. So if you had this activated on like enterprise server setup, it would be able to print to a network printer. And then you have tasks. Let me see if I can get any sort of a better angle for this than what I have. Okay, here. So you have tasks, and you have memo pad. You have profiles, which this had profiles way back in the day, so you have default, discrete, loud, and quiet. It also has a vibrate mode, and like I said, an LED notification up on the top right there. You have an alarm, calendar, address book, calculator. You can search through your messages if you need to find something specific. You can save messages here, you can compose messages here, and this is just the unified inbox for messages. So when you first activate the device, you get a welcome message from RIM, like you do with everything. Even the new BlackBerries, when you first activate them, they say, you know, welcome to BlackBerry, your device has been activated, stuff like that. And then you get top 20 tips, which is a lot of what's in that little quick reference guide. And then here is what, right up here is what a saved message would look like. And you can click in. So this is the menu system, and you click to select with, is this not going to focus? Okay, you click to select with the track wheel, and then, so you have open, save, delete, compose, search, search recipient, search subject, options, and after a while of inactivity, the backlight goes off. And so you just click again to select an option. And this is what a message would look like. So, basically everything about the way the keyboard and auto text functions work in this are exactly like they do work in a current BlackBerry today. So, I mean, it's very easy to pick up one of these, and if you've used a modern BlackBerry, you'll be right at home here. It has not changed much in the classic OS, and by classic OS I mean basically from this to OS 7.1. Playbook OS and OS 10 are completely different operating systems and with a completely different base, but a lot of what you see in here has been carried over almost identically through the years. So sadly, there isn't really anything on these out on the internet, which, I mean, they're one of the first smartphones in the sense that we know today. So I figured I'd make this video and put it up. I don't even think there's any video of this one, of this OS running on anything, and if it is, it's in Spanish, because that's the only thing I saw. So yeah, this is what it looks like. And that's about it. So comment down below if you have any questions or anything you want to know, or a video or anything. I'm going to see if it's even possible to get this still activated on the Mobitex network. It probably isn't, but it's worth a shot.